Right. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, I hope the lighting's good for this video. But I'm gonna start soon. Let me just get ready. Hello everyone. You know, a lot has been on my mind lately. I first want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for joining this live stream. And maybe like that. Okay, that's better. So, thank you guys so much for joining this live stream today. And this video is specifically going to, where's my pen? It's going to specifically talk about targeted individuals and how they torment us. They target us with specific things that we love, like that are like sacred to us, like important to us, that we value a lot and we cherish. So I'm gonna get into detail with that and things that we enjoy doing on our day-to-day life, like our daily things that we do, certain things about us, like our quirks, the way we walk, the way we talk. Just they pick up on certain little body languages, cues about us that's like different, and they mimic it and they mirror it back to us whenever we go out in public or when we're around them. I also want to say, you know, this season is our winning season. I feel it. My spirit tells me this is our spirit where this is our season where we're just going to be getting a lot of wins, a lot of blessings as well. But I still want to, you know, share with you guys my testimony. That way I can help other people. And also, as a targeted individual, this can serve as, you know, it can help another person who's going through the same exact thing. And, you know, we should be all united, especially during these times. You know, there's a lot of beautiful things happening. Like, we're literally shifting into this new season. We're being moved into the front of the line. When we were always in the back of the line, we're being shifted towards the front now. And, you know, everything's like the veil has been lifted. You know, people can see exactly your value now. They can see your worth. They can see whatever God was trying to hide. This is definitely our time. It's many of us. Like, we went through a lot of attacks, spiritual attacks in the spiritual realm, and then now we're moving into this new season that God has set for us. But they're still placing a lot of distractions. They're placing a lot of nuances in our path and sending, you know, they're still trying their way because they know that their time is running very limited. Like, they have limited amount of time. So we still have to be aware that, you know, not lose focus on our road towards salvation, but also be aware of, you know, of those deceitful workers, you know, like it's people with demonic spirits, to not get entangled with them, and don't waste your time as well, because they're gonna waste your time, and they're really not gonna be able to ride along, I mean, like, the journey with you. Like, most of them are gonna fall off, but they just want to be around you because they see that your blessings are near, and so they're trying to see what they can benefit off for themselves. But God intended everything to be revealed before He would bless you. That way you could see who is meant for you and who's not for you, who you can bring along your journey and who you have to leave behind, and because God's taking you to a whole nother place. Like he's transitioning you like with a lot of changes. So like everything you went through, it changed you, but it changed you to become more wiser and more discerning and a lot more powerful. So, you know, now we have that spirit and it's becoming a lot more fierce and more like powerful. So, oh yeah. I also want to mention you know, I'm kind of saddened or disheartened by several followers that I have on my YouTube channel who have been falsely accusing me of being a plant or a bot or an agent or an informant. I'm speaking directly towards you, and whoever believes me, whoever has tested my spirit, knows that I'm not a plant, a bot, or an agent. My journey started when I barely started getting targeted. In the first video that I made, I was talking about, you know, spiritual attacks, and up till that, I just been explaining my story. But I've been, you know, people have been making videos about me, and it's just sad to see like that they're not really supporters, but they present themselves to be my supporters. They comment, but then they go out and they create like videos and about me, you know, saying like she's false, or you know, she talks like someone said that my video was extremely accurate, that everything that I said was very true, so that must mean I'm a plant. I said I'm speaking from my experience, from personal things that I've gone through, and how I don't understand how that makes me a plant. But maybe sometimes the way I deliver it, I'm very emotional as a person. Like I've mentioned, I'm highly sensitive. That's just my personality. I can't change that about me. And that's just the way I present my videos. Like I can't control, you know, I can't control the way certain people perceive me, but it got me really sad because that other person is another TI. They're an actual targeted individual as well, and they falsely accused me of being a fake targeted individual, which I don't comprehend because they preach the word of Jesus. They preach a lot about the word of God, but yet they're accusing me of being a fake TI, and it makes no sense because we're both TIs and she's going against another TI when we're supposed to be all united, not separated, not divided. And I mentioned, you know, test the spirit. I told her, open your spiritual eyes. Like, you're not perceiving me the right way. And I commented and I explained to her, you know, I'm actually a real TI, and I'm sorry if I present myself to be, you know, saddened or my energy's kind of low, but I have my days as a targeted individual where I'm not doing my best. You know, I have my days where I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm struggling emotionally. I'm trying to heal through a lot of stuff, you know? And I'm still getting myself together to make these videos. And, you know, it takes effort, and it's like a vulnerability to put myself out there as well, because I know I'm going to receive positive and negative feedback. But what hurts is when it's another TI accusing you, and it's like, you have to be like kidding with me, because we all, I mean, it's the program. We're all going through similar things. But it was just sad to say, like, you know, like just things like saying like you have to repent. Like God is going to expose you for who you really are. And I was thinking to myself, God, I need to repent from what exactly? And what is God going to expose me of if I'm really being the real me out here? And it's just like I'm always misunderstood. And that spirit of rejection that I have, sometimes it hurts, you know? Like, I don't know. But I tried to clarify it, and still, no, I didn't change. I wasn't able to like make her see that I was being truthful with who I am. But that got me a little, you know, um, in a bad mood, I guess. But oh, and then other supporters as well that come onto my channel, they were saying the same thing, like that yeah, it was fake and all that. So I don't understand, like they comment on my live streams, they put supportive comments, like they're like, I agree with you, but then they go on other channels behind my back and they type really nasty things, and I see how they really feel about me. And it's like, how are we all in this good fight if we're being fake towards each other, and then going into each other's back and bashing each other and lying about each other? So it's like, I don't know, like I kind of feel like it's just, no, it's not that I need to heal, it's just the two-face. That's two-face. I don't know, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just saying, like, people support you and then they go behind your back and then they talk all bad things. I don't have control over people. That's not something that that's not something I need to heal from. That's people's behaviors towards me that affects me. But I'm not gonna dwell too much on that, but I just wanted to comment about that. But I did want to start. I mean, I don't have all the answers either. And I'm not perfect, like I've said. I'm not perfect. I have mistakes. I'll make mistakes every now and then, but it's just the fact that people literally like dissect every single word, and it's like, stop. Like, just don't be so judgmental. Like, calm down. All you can control is yourself to the best of your ability. I understand you're upset. Sorry you have to go through that, Adriana. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't really waste too much time on that, because I mean, it's bound to happen, you know. But I mean, we're literally in a spiritual war, and it just shocks me. Like, they don't have their spiritual eyes open to see that I'm not lying. And I told her, test the spirit on me, like really test the spirit. And she's like, I test the spirit and you're an agent. I was like, no, I'm not. Test the spirit. So I don't know. I can't do much after that. But I said what I just said. So, alright. Okay. Okay, so let's get to the topic of this video. I got that out of the way. It's just a little vent. You know, but I mean, if we're TIs, why are we dividing each other? I mean, why are we like setting each other even more apart? You know, and I know she's a real TI, but it's like, come on, like, do better. We're in times like where deception is really high, and they're accusing the wrong ones, and they're following the ones who are actually the wrong ones. So it's like they go against the right ones, the good ones, and then they support the false TIs. So don't know. Thank you for complimenting the color. Alright. So, for this video, I want to go ahead and start by saying targeted individuals. They torment us, specifically with certain things that we love, like we really love, can be even like a relationship. This is going to go in detail. in further detail. And it could also be like things that you enjoy doing, like on your day-to-day basis, you know, like places where you like to go, like your dressing, how you dress, certain things that you like to buy in grocery stores. Um, let's see. Um, just things that you talk about. You're always gonna be hearing other people also talk about it passionately, but acting it out in like street theater ways, or um, I'm trying to think of other ways, like synchronizing with your movements as well. That's part of like mimicking things that you do when you move this way or you go that way. There's like synchronization. But it's 24/7, and it's a pattern. It's like continuously. It's repetitive. Every single day you're gonna see the same exact thing, just different um, different scenarios or different things, but it's gonna have a similar type of like event. It always falls into a similar, like it's like an event after an event like that. When you go out for a walk or when you go out to the store, when you're in your own home, the music that you like, the music that you enjoy listening to, you're going to just see a bunch of things that you like. And they're going to use that specifically, those certain things that you like, just to make you even more aware, like that they're watching you, that they're listening to your conversations, that they're aware of what is going on in your life, that they have heard certain things about you that are personal to you, certain things that you value, and they'll definitely mimic that. So also like things that you enjoy doing. Let's say you like to go out for a walk. You go out for a walk, and next thing you know, a lot of people just come out of nowhere. Like they're organized, right? So you're walking this way and someone else walks across you, or someone walks behind you and they follow you throughout the whole entire walk. I know that seems crazy. I know that seems like are you paranoid or something? But no, you know, like when you're walking. Oh, this is actually pink. It's actually pink, but it looks yeah, I wouldn't wear red because that's the color that they target me with. It's pink and blue. But yeah, so like even when you're walking, they'll like copy your movements. That happened with me. I have a certain little walk thing that I do, and I move my arms a lot. And next thing you know, I see another person walking the same exact way. So so yeah, so certain things like that. So I should have wrote down like a list of events because I'm very forgetful at times. I forget things and I get distracted. So, but this is all organized. This the targeting individual program is very organized. You're gonna notice that it's not a coincidence. It's very strategically well put out and well performed. But let's be honest, these agents are horrible actors, and they do a sloppy job, and they they don't even know how to like continue the script that they have to follow, or whatever things that they're being told to do. They just they they don't know what they're doing. They're just, you know, trying to get their job done, whatever they're being sent to do. So so yeah, you're gonna see a lot of clones. uh yeah. Or even like you love God, you're gonna see a lot of symbols of God as well. They'll use certain things like that just to mess with your mind. It's all a psychological, it's a spiritual war. It's most based on your spirit, but there's definitely that mind manipulation type of factor to it that tries to mess with your mind and your perception of what you see. And then um but it's like it's what is it called? It's classical conditioning. So it's like a repetitive stimuli or a sound and stuff like that. And it's to like create this stimuli that makes you even more sensitive and like very aware, heightened sense of awareness over the colors, over the patterns, over the things that you see. And when you go out into your surroundings, wherever you're at. So I want to start by saying, you know, they'll even copy like the certain foods that you like to eat, um, certain things that you talk about. It's just similar things like your favorite color, your favorite food. You talk about something, they're gonna go out and do the same exact thing. Well, I want to start with sharing with you guys my experience as a TI and with this whole, you know, copying things that you. So, I am an animal lover. I love animals so much. Like I love I love dogs, cats. I love all different types of animals. Like that's just one of the things that I love a lot. Ever since I was a little tiny girl, I just had this like deep love for animals. Like I love them so much where I just it's like they're so cute. And you know, they were targeting me with animals. Like I would just go out for a walk and like the place where I live, there's like windows and they would have their cat just sitting out in the window, right? So I would walk and then I would see like this cat just laying there on the window, and then as I would walk more down, like down that the apartments that I live in, another cat would be outside the window as well. So it was like one cat out the window, another cat out the window, another cat out the window, but just like outside the window. And then people would also come out and walk their dogs. Like one time I had like 2 or 3 people come out at the same exact time, just walking their dogs through the different what do you call it? Crossroad to cross the other street. Like there was another guy walking his dog, and then next thing you know, another guy ends up walking his dog. And I just see like things that I like, and like they use that to try to like just torment you. Like you're gonna be like, oh, I keep seeing a bunch of things that I like, but in a way they're kind of like trying to make you, I don't know what their tactic is, why they do that, you know, why they use things that you really like, but they do that. That's part of the program thing that I've noticed. So yeah, I would see a bunch of cats outside the window, a lot of people walking their dogs. um I would also see, you know, like street theaters, especially. That was part of the street theater when I was just out for a walk, and as soon as I hit the other street, they continue on to like just like a lot of people just show up all at once, and I was like, whoa, that was intense. But it's constantly, and they're always walking their dogs, or even when I'm out just sitting down having like I buy myself like a little drink or something, like a beverage, and next thing you know I have people walking their dogs again. But I've been seeing dogs everywhere, and it's like it's every time I go out for a walk, there's always someone walking their dog pretending. Like I know it's staged, it's obvious that it's very staged. So that's one thing that they do. And the cats things. Here's another thing. They put a lot of flyers, like those paper flyers. A lot of flyers, like paper flyers that say like missing cat, missing dog, and it has like here's the number and the location of the missing cat or dog. I literally walk down the other street, and each you know what do you call it? thing where you press the button to cross the street. It has like this flyer thing, missing cat, and it has pictures of the cat, and it has the number on the bottom, and then it has the address and the reward. But it's like it's 4 of them all at once. Then when I walked the other side, like a little bit farther, they had another flyer of a missing dog, a pug, and it says reward $1,000. Call number 909. Address, here you go. And it's like constant just missing animal, missing dog, missing cat. And I was like, this is so obvious that they're doing this just to see my reaction, to see how I react. But it's constant flyers that they're using now during this time to target me. And I've taken pictures of the flyers. Like I have so far like 5 of them, of the different flyers that I've seen in the same area as I was just taking a walk. I saw like so many different flyers of different animals that were somehow missing. And I know this may not seem believable. Like this information may seem like it's minor, like, oh, like it's just flyers, like that doesn't mean anything. But to me it's very significant because I understand it, because I'm so used to like seeing things that way as a TI, that I know that it's being directed towards me, even though it's like just flyers everywhere. So they've been doing that. So they use animals with me. They use animals to like target me. But I mean, it's just been such like a continuation of just missing animals over and over again, over and over again. And I go out for a walk and a bunch of people just walking their dogs. But it's every time I go out, it's like every single time I always see that the same ladies that are gang stalkers walking their dogs, or I see like, yeah, I see the same ladies just always, every time, the same person, the same face. And they're always just walking their dog, passing by. But they pass by very near me. Like sometimes they'll walk in front of me. They'll kind of block my way. They just want to see my reaction. So yeah, that's one thing that they do. And then so that has to do with like, they target you with things that you love. So they target me with animals, specifically because I love animals. And I'm always seeing animals everywhere I go. And I do get really happy when I see them. But, you know, and then the second one is music. I'm not sure if you guys have also experienced this, but I've heard some other targeted individuals have experienced like that they target the music that you listen to, and next thing you know, you go to a public place, you go to a grocery store, you go to a restaurant, you go out in a public scenario, and they always have the same exact songs that you listen to, the same exact music genre, and they play like different songs that are on your playlist. So, you know, with me, I would go to the grocery store and I would just pay attention to the music that was playing, and they would always have like the songs that I have on my YouTube playlist playing like in that grocery store. And even old songs that I would listen to, people would drive around in their car, like the gang stalkers in their vehicles, they would blast the same exact music that I like, but like very loud and directed towards me. So that's how they do it. Okay, then like I went to a restaurant with a good friend, and I was listening to the music, and I told my friend, you know, they're targeting me with the music that I listen to. And my friend was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, you know, I listened. Those are the same exact songs that I listen to." It's like, "No, they can't. They're just playing any music on their playlist." But I was like, "No, like I listen to those songs like on a day-to-day basis, and like I'm listening to them while I'm out in public, and I'm just paying attention to that." But they do this to like get you like to get you to look crazy, like you're crazy, like you're just imagining things, like it's not how you perceive it, it's not really what you're listening to. But when you're spiritual, like your eyes are spiritually open, your ears are spiritually open to hear as well, you definitely pick up like this is connected to my targeting because it's the same exact song that I listen to, the vehicles that pass by, same exact music that I listen to. And it's not just one time. No, this is not just a one type of thing that just happens like just one time. One time, no. It's like every single time I go out to a place, every single time I go out into a public place, even when I'm just out for a walk, someone comes by in their car blasting a song that I really like. So, so yeah. Um, so yeah, I talked about that restaurant that I went to, the cars, listening to the same music, the grocery stores as well. So I'm doing my I'm buying groceries at the grocery store, and I listen as well, and I listen to the same songs that I like, and they're, they have those songs playing throughout the whole entire store. So that's one of the tactics that they use. They so here, this is my this is what I go through. A lot of targeting with animals, right? A lot of targeting with the music that I listen to. A lot of targeting with putting um, flyers of lost animals everywhere I go. Every time I walk around or when I go somewhere, it's just a flyer on the cross the thing where you cross the street. Okay, and then they also target with things that you like. This can be they steal from you. They do break-ins. They steal something that's valuable to you. They steal something that you like, that that you um that you take care of. They'll take something that's valuable to you as well, and or remove it or steal it for a couple of times and place it back and put it in a different part. Like just to gaslight you. They target me with animals too. They know I really love dogs. It's sick. Yes, they do that. You're correct. And so when I was at the grocery store with the music, aside from the music, this goes back to that. This goes back to like being targeted with animals. Um, when I was done, you know, getting all my groceries, and of course the people that work there are following me down every aisle and just keeping their eye on me. It's very obvious, right, that they're stalking me every time I go into a grocery store. I finally go into to check out all my grocery store lists, and the people that are in front of me, they start having a conversation, and I start listening. You know, I'm just listening to whatever they're saying back and forth, and they start conversating. It's like a dialogue. It seems very like they recited it, like it was like it was like they were acting. It wasn't genuine, whatever they were saying back and forth. It was like just a role play type of thing. The lady, she bought dog food, and then she was saying, "Oh, I love." No, the cash register was like, "Oh, you love dogs, don't you?" And then the lady's like, "Yeah, I do love dogs." And then the lady that works there, she's like, "Oh, I love cats too. I love all animals. All animals I love." And that's something I would say. And the lady's like, "Yeah, me too. You know, animals are so pure, and animals are just so adorable." Something I said in my YouTube video before. And they were just like saying back and forth, like, "Yeah, animals are just the most beautiful, beautiful animals are just so innocent. And um, don't you just love them?" And, Yeah, it was something. It was really something. I was like, this is so awkward, and I want to get out of here because they're literally using what I love and like making it like a mimicry, like mocking me in a way. It kind of seemed like they were mocking me, and I felt attacked. I felt so attacked in that moment because that's something I would say. Those specific words that I use, that, oh, I love all animals and animals are so innocent. I've said that a lot. So it's like they pick up on they gather information to later copy whatever you say and just say it back to you whenever you're near them, or whenever you're even walking a street and someone's on the phone and they're talking about something that you talk about, like, oh yeah, I remember my aunt, my aunt took me over there to Disneyland when I was 3 years old and we had so much fun that time. And that's something that you've experienced, or something traumatizing, like, oh, I haven't spoke to my mother, or my mother doesn't really talk to me much, and you're just like, but it's very like personal, it's intrusive, it's something that is valuable to you, something that you love, something that's important in your life. So they'll definitely do stuff like that. So when I started making these YouTube videos, I started talking about spirituality a lot. And one of the persons that I live with, a roommate of mine, I was going out to wash my clothes, and next thing you know, that roommate is mimicking or mocking me in a sense of spirituality, talking about like, oh yeah, I love spirituality and I'm so into spirituality, and my friend's into spirituality too. And I was like, I looked and I was like, what? Like, why are you copying what I'm saying in my YouTube videos? But it's because they listen to you and they gather that to later copy you. Whenever you're around them, they'll say it back to you. They won't say it back directly to you, it'll be like indirectly, an indirect type of targeting. It's so cowardly done. But even I have this little app that I listen to my music on, and I have a username on it. It's called Sunny Days, and then I have a little emoji. And next thing you know, when I'm trying to connect my device to my phone, I end up seeing two different links, two different, where you put the the Wi-Fi thing to connect it to, like the Bluetooth. And there was two of them, and they were both the same. And someone created another link that's connected to my device with the same exact wording and emoji. And that person hacks into that device, and when I'm listening to music, it's always being paused, it's always being stopped, it's always being messed with. And sometimes, like, I'm listening to music on that device and it just turns off and it pauses itself. So it's like they hack into your devices as well, and they copy certain things. Aside from that, my YouTube channel, this is just an alert. My YouTube channel, someone else also created, or they either created or they were able to hack into my YouTube account, because there was this comment that someone left, and below it was my exact same name, Adriana Tellis, and it said some like little comment on the bottom. And I was thinking to myself, I never commented back. I don't usually comment back. I rarely comment back, and if I do, it's like a very brief, like a long type of paragraph. But I usually don't. I mostly just like and heart it. So I do that for a reason, because I'm like, I don't know if someone's ever gonna like hack into my YouTube account and then comment things that I don't really respond to back. So they definitely hack into your devices, but they use things that you like. So that username that I had for that certain device that connects to my Bluetooth, it's a username that I created and another person created. So they mimic you, and it's mimicking. It's like targeting you, but mimicking you. If that, I'm pretty sure this all makes sense. I don't even have to. I don't really have to say that many times, but that is something that they do. So yeah. Okay, let me see if I can recall other events. Oh, the food that I like to eat. Okay, so this goes with the grocery store, and this also goes when you go out to eat at places. You can even be talking about, like, oh, I'm gonna go get, um, let's say you like Chinese food. I'm gonna go out to go get Chinese food. Next thing you know, the people that live near you, they go out, or the people that just are near you, they go out and they have the same exact food that they went to go buy. So it's like this, yeah, they copy things that you like, words that you say, things that you love or you enjoy doing. They'll pretend like they like the same exact thing, but it's just acting. It's not even genuine. It's all fake. So there's a lot of mirroring going on. Another thing is I have a certain way of walking. Like it's very like I don't know, it's like I just walk differently, but it's like with style, I don't know. And next thing you know, I see this guy and he does the same exact little movement that I do. And I was just laughing. I found it very hilarious, but I was like that it was creepy at the same time. It was like that's creepy or that's kind of off-putting because as soon as I'm walking, he just comes out like that. They always come out of nowhere. Like you're just walking and they'll come out in front of you or they'll come out on the side of you. Like they always come out, but it's always directed towards you, right? And I did this little step, and next thing you know, he does the same exact little step like that. And I turn around and I'm just like okay, like oh that's some, yeah. He was trying to. He was actually walking like a chick. Yes, and he was my age, like a college university student, mimicking me. But it was where I live, like right where I live, the place. A lot of people in my area, like my residency, they're most of them are part of my targeting. And yeah. So so well yeah, I mean they're kind of like mimicking. All right, and another time I have my little stuffed animal that I hug sometimes cuz I mean I I don't have anyone else to hug, so I mean my little stuffed animal, I hug my stuffed animal. And I was just hugging it. Next thing you know, I see this lady outside hugging her dog the way I was hugging my stuffed animal. And I was like, that's so creepy. Like why are they doing the same exact things that I'm doing? Like in closed doors, like they're doing the same exact thing and it's like invasive. It's very invasive because it's yeah. But you'll definitely mimicking is part of the routine. You want me to show you the stuffed animal? Hold on. Cause I mean, hold on. Cause I mean, of course they have cameras in here. I already know like where in this room right now. So they just told another person to go do that little same exact act that I did. Or when I dance or something, I do something, I see other people doing the same exact thing that I do. Hold on. This is my stuffed animal. It's a little bear. It's a little bear that I was just hugging like that. So FIFO, FIFO, I think what happened is someone else probably blocked you, because I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. I think someone hacked into my account and blocked you, because they're always trying to cause division, things that you love, things that you enjoy. I'm so sorry if they blocked you, but they're probably messing with my YouTube account. But yeah, even things that you love, like let's say you have an animal as well. You have your own cat, a dog. They'll definitely try to poison your dog. They'll definitely try to poison, harm your dog, harm your cat. And it's things that you love. So they'll torment you with that. Another thing that I've noticed is relationships. I've been talking about like, oh, I want a relationship, or I want to date someone, because there's no time. I can't even date anyone. I can't date anyone because of this. So I always see people coming out with their couples holding hands and just walking in front of me, like holding hands and being all lovey-dovey. And I'm just staring like, but it's like a lot of different couples. It's like I go to one place, I go to the next place, same thing, a bunch of couples just holding hands or hugging or being affectionate. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow. But it doesn't seem, yeah. So just things that you love, things that you would like, things that you yearn for, they'll definitely throw that in your face. But we always have to remember, we have to remember that in 1 Corinthians 11:1, in 1 Corinthians 11:1, we have to be imitators of me. I am of Christ. So be imitators of God. And that's who they're technically imitating. So, because we're his vessel. Our spirit is from God. And so our vessel, we're his vessel. That's the spirit. And we're imitating him. They try to imitate the Most High. So yeah, what other things they would do? So yeah, they'll definitely get in the way of things that you enjoy doing, and they'll kind of like put a limit to it. Like let's say you like walking this certain street, they'll put like signs like you can't pass this street right now, or they'll stage certain things. They do a lot of stuff like that just to put like blocks in your way, like things that you like to do, limit you from doing whatever it is that you like to do. And that's another way that they also try to harass you. It's all harassment. This is all a form of harassment. It's all a form of harassment, stalking, and being wicked upon you. Because this is not good behavior. This is very evil. type of treatment towards you. Well, let's talk about like grocery stores. When you go to the grocery stores, things that you love to eat or things that you enjoy going to the store to get. Um, you go into the grocery store, you have in mind whatever it is that you want to buy. If you always buy like strawberries, or you always buy let's say milk or blue cheese or chicken, whatever it is that you go to the grocery to buy, spinach, broccoli, they'll definitely have agents. The people that work there, they already recognize that you're a TI. They get the little signal on their phone, like TI walking near the building. Um, they start getting ready. This whole scenario type of thing. The people that work there are definitely going to be following you around, like just keeping an eye on you, even following your steps. Like you'll be down one of the aisles, next thing you know, that same person that you saw in the entrance is going to show up in the other aisle. You moved along the other aisle, and that same person is going to appear right where you're at. So it's like they'll just be harassing you. But we also have to be aware, it's like the things that you like to buy, they're keeping note of things. Like they'll definitely look into your cart to see what kind of items you have in your cart, the type of things that you like to buy, and they'll keep note of that. And make sure to, like, next time you go in there, you're not gonna find the things that you enjoy buying. You're not gonna even be able to find those things, because when you go back into the grocery store, you want to get yourself a bag of chips that you like to get, that certain type, like hot Cheetos. You go back, there's no hot Cheetos. You go to buy that certain shampoo that you like to buy, there's no more shampoo there. And just, that's what they're doing. They're tormenting you with things that you love. Even your food. Even they'll poison your food. They'll poison a place that you enjoy eating at. And they'll add certain things to it so they can poison you and make you have a stomach problem, or poison your drinks. All that type of thing really happens. They do tamper in with your food and stuff like that. So that's another form of abuse and harassment, and it's just illegal. Yeah, that's very illegal. But yeah, so you go to the grocery stores. That's the thing I've noticed. You guys, please count me in if you guys have gone through this as well. I need to know if other people have experienced this too. But you go to the grocery store and you go in again to buy groceries, and you try to get the things that you usually buy, and they're not there. It's like empty. Like there's nothing there in that certain aisle. Or they never have the drink that you like to drink, because they kept note of that. And next time you go in, they're not going to have the things that you like anymore. And you have to end up buying something else, because they don't have whatever it is that you always get, or you always like to purchase whenever you go in there. So no, it's not. It's not. It has nothing to do with supplies. It has to do a lot with the targeting. Let me explain. Let me explain something very, very quickly. I would usually go to this little store to get sushi, and when I went in, it was all empty. It was like they didn't have anything, and I was just being strategic. I was waiting a little bit, and when I came back, they had a whole bunch of sushi ready. I was like, I could see what you did there. I'm very aware. You removed all of the type of thing that I like, and then when I left, you put it back. That's what they do. They just remove stuff because you're going in there. You're the targeted, so they're gonna target you. You're gonna know that you're being targeted because when you go in there, you made up your mind about the things that you like, and sorry, no more. So it has nothing to do with supply. It's just the certain things that you like repetitively. It can't be like, oh, we're out of strawberries. Oh, we're out of broccoli. Or oh, we're out of yogurt or whatever it is that you go in to buy. But it's a lot of things that they're out of that you always buy. So you always have to change up your grocery list. You always have to end up buying things that you don't really, you're not that, they're not like your favorite type of items, but you go in there. Don't, whatever you do, you guys, whatever you do, do not delete FIFO's comment. Don't delete his comment. Don't delete his comment. FIFO, someone else probably blocked you. I did not block you. So, someone probably hacked into my account and blocked you. Yeah, FIFO, no, FIFO's not lying. Don't bother FIFO. He's not lying. Yeah, there's a lot of liars in here. I rebuke you, spirits. Don't lie. I've known FIFO for a while. Okay. So, so I went from the targeting with animals, right? The targeting with music that you like, with the type of food that you enjoy eating, with the grocery stores, certain conversations that are directed towards things that you are passionate about and things that you enjoy doing, things that you really like. Personal information that is very vulnerable to you also be directed towards you in conversations. And trying to think what other ways they do that. Relationships as well. So this is all started like when your targeting began. When they decided to target you, you might have had like at least one friend that you thought was going to be there for you, or a family member. I don't know, because many TIs have different backgrounds. Your targeting began at a certain year, or you've been targeted for a long time. Many of us barely have 2 years or 1 year or so, or even more years of targeting. But there was one point where we actually, some of you guys actually had like a life before this all took place. Like you were just going about your day, going to work, doing whatever it is that you do, and it all got just, your whole reality just shifted because of all this, and it shifted for the worse towards the beginning, but then you get used to it and you end up persevering and you end up being very intuitive and spiritual throughout this whole entrapment type of program, where you have setups, where you have poisonings, where you have people slandering you, persecuting you, all that. So as for me, I've been targeted since birth. Since birth, you know. and I was just born different. Not different in a bad way, different like just I was I was more spiritually awakened than a lot of people my age, and I just had this like very old soul, like maturity level. It's just when you're chosen, God literally chooses you, and your spirit, your vessel is like it already has that strong spirit of perseverance, that strong spirit of love, that strong spirit of courageousness and compassion. You know, all we all carry very beautiful qualities. We have to remember that. And that's why we go through all this insanity. It's insanity what we go through. It's insidious. It can sometimes be tormenting. It can be overwhelming as well. Because I have my days where I go out for a walk and I'm just like, oh, here it goes. Here's all these people are going to come out right now. And they do, you know. Like, they bark, they have a conversation, they have their dogs walking. But, okay, here's another thing. Even when you go to a grocery store, you're walking to the grocery store. You're going to have one car coming this way and you're going to have another car coming that way. Like, they both end up, you're just crossing the street and you have one car going this way and you have another car going that way. But it's like every time you walk somewhere, you're always having someone stalk you, or you're having cars going this way or going that way or going this way. It's like a certain pattern. Like you have cars like this and then you have cars like that, and you're just trying to you're trying to go in the grocery store and you just automatically have all these cars just driving past you. Or you get out of the grocery store and another car just drives by. But you know that it's not just a random car. You know, you just pick up. You know when it's just a vehicle stalking you. Well, that's pretty much what I recall right now so far. I'm pretty sure there's more, but I'm probably leaving a lot out. Yeah, there's definitely, That's why I'm getting very distracted by the type of energy that's in here. It's bad. Oh yeah, it is very sunny over here. Oh yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna address honey traps. Okay. Honey traps are very provocative, seducing spirits. Most of them are Jezebel spirits. They're um they're definitely workers of the devil. Um Honeypots will present themselves to be a fallen angel in your life. They will try to deceive you. They'll try to act overly interested. They'll love bomb you, flatter you. They're gonna have this like rush type of relationship that they want to really know you. They're going to present themselves as wanting something serious with you, wanting to pursue something that's going to be lasting, like a long-term relationship. And many times some of these relationships do end up being long-term, but it's because they're being sent as an agent, as an informant in your personal life to get really personal into your personal life and, just build a close bond. It's an attachment because they never actually feel those true emotions. It's just like it's an act. So it's just an act, and they'll definitely try to deceive you, and the whole time they're your enemy. They're working as an agent, as an informant, and they'll sabotage your life and sabotage whatever it is you have going on. And they'll control you, they'll break your spirit. It's just it ends up being a really bad situation if you get involved with a honey trap. Then there's dating apps as well, and honey traps will definitely present themselves as well there as well. Or you'll get certain ads even on your social media, like, oh, dating for Christians, or download an app for dating for if you want to find your ideal partner. And you end up downloading it, and they end up just leading you on, and then they ignore you. They ask you personal questions about your life. They try to like just get certain information out of you, and then they just end up disappearing and you never hear from them again. Those, they also tend to do that as well. And they'll ask, oh, can I have your number? We should hang out sometime. We should get together. You know, you're really beautiful. I want I want something more with you. And the whole time it's just they're just surveilling you, trying to get information, data off of you, and then they'll just disappear and run with it, and you'll never hear from them ever again. So that's technically how they are, but they're very seducing of females. They'll dress very provocative. It'll be like your dream type of girl, the type of girl that you've always wanted to date, or you've always wanted to marry. And they'll present themselves to have all the qualities that you're looking for in someone. But it's a whole time, it's just a mask. It's a facade that they present themselves as towards you. And then if you fall for it, then you fall into that trap, because it's a trap, right? It's honey and it's a trap. You fall into that trap. But they're definitely Jezebel spirits. They're covertly controlling and manipulative, and very deceptive spirits, manipulative spirits. So, and destroyers. Oh yeah, it definitely happens in social media platforms as well. They'll DM you, they'll message you, and they're pretty good at manipulating, deceiving your emotions, playing you along. They play you along just to destroy you at the end. So be careful with honey pots. Any other term you guys want me to talk about, or any other thing, I can go ahead and mention it right here. I can also talk about phone hacking. That's another thing that many targeted individuals go through, having their devices hacked, and other people having access to your devices and being able to download stuff off of your devices, and being able to use your phone through your screen, because they have access to that. And so many different people can even be downloading, using up your data. And when you go to your full data, you're gonna see this bar that says other on there. What other is other people downloading and using your phone through your app. They have a way of doing it, and they'll download stuff. And you'll sometimes receive messages that have nothing to do with you, messages that are from the person that hacked your phone. So I've received, certain phone numbers, certain numbers that call me, and one of them was, oh, your paracel of your order for a Samsung Galaxy phone, you only have remaining of $2.25 on your card. Please go to this link. And I was like, what does this mean? I don't even have a phone like this. Like, who sent me this? But it's because they're hacking into your phone, so you're definitely gonna receive back whatever it is that they purchased online, or stuff like that. Or you're gonna receive messages as well that have nothing to do with you. Very random spam messages. So and then there's your camera roll, certain things that you take pictures as for evidence as a TI are going to be deleted. They're going to disappear out of nowhere. You're going to your camera roll and you're trying to look for that picture that you once took. And as you're scrolling through your camera roll, you try to find it and it's no longer there. And you remember, I didn't delete it. I never removed this type of picture off of my photos, but it's not there anymore. Then there's videos that you want to take as well for evidence as a TI. Um, the FBI or the CIA, I don't know which either one of them does it, but they hack into your phone and they have the ability to turn your screen black. And your screen will turn black, but when you're recording, you're able to see exactly what is being shown in your camera. But once you're done recording, all you're gonna see is a black screen. So they just blocked all that evidence out. So you no longer have access to it, and you're no longer able to actually use it because it's just pitch black. And you're even recording in daytime, and yet it still appears as if it's just dark. So that's one way that they do it. And as you're recording as well, it only allows you to record for a certain amount of time that they allow you to record for. Like they control your whole access and your apps and all that. Like sometimes you're trying to go on your Instagram or you're trying to go on your YouTube and it won't even allow you to. But then when you try other apps, it's like it allows you to. But yeah, with your phone, you're recording and it only allows you to record for 25 seconds. Or it only allows you to record less than a minute. And you're like, you start deleting a bunch of apps that you have, and then you go back to your camera and it still says camera full, and you try to record it and it continues to do that. Another thing that happens is you'll have very short evidence, like videos that don't really, like, they're so short that it's like this only lasted very long. Okay, now you talk about the apps. So they also hack into your apps. They have access to everything that you do on your phone, everything that goes on your phone, your calls. Even when you make calls, sometimes you're not even allowed to call because as you're trying to call that number, it keeps closing out. It's like your screen freezes and you're trying to press that button to call. And it's like it's just frozen. You're like, you go back and you try to call that same person. You're pressing it like, and you're like trying to call, but it's like this, it's frozen, it's not working. And it's like they're messing with it. They're slowing things down on your phone. Everything starts to slow down like very slowly, and then your phone gets hot and you're like, your battery is just dying as your phone is just slowing down as well. And as your battery's just dying, your phone's slowing down and then it just dies. And you're like, what was that all about? I just charged my phone and automatically my battery just got drained. Completely drained. And then we talk about like the pictures as well. So when you're taking a picture of something and you have your phone focused, you're holding it and you just focus on it. You're like, and you're trying to take a picture of something that's right in front of you. And as you're trying to press the button, your camera just moves. It's like it moves that way. And it moves all over the place by itself. And you're trying to press the picture and you have it focused. You're just holding it and you have it focused. And as you press that button, it's like it moves around and it takes pictures by itself. Like your phone will literally be taking pictures by itself. And you're like, I didn't even press the button. And it's already taking pictures and they're all blurry. And like they're all like, picture of the ceiling. Well, I never even put a picture up here, but they definitely move it around and blur it out, and then they just take a bunch of pictures. And when you go to your camera roll, you're like, what is that? Like, I didn't take a picture of that. Or why is it so blurry? But it's because they move your camera's like it's really being messed with. It's being messed with. So that has to do with the hacking. Okay, let's talk about like text messages now. Or when you make a phone call, you're always gonna have trouble making that phone call. It's gonna be like closing out, or you're not even gonna be able to find that phone call. Another thing is they'll delete certain contacts on your contact list. So they'll delete certain things off your contact list. So I have a friend that I always usually call, and as I was calling that person, the name just disappeared. It disappeared. I was trying to find it again on my phone. And I was like, where's that phone number? And it got deleted. And I did not delete that phone number. So, or your text messages too. Someone sends you a text message, you won't receive that text message until later. It's like it gets delayed. Everything gets delayed on your phone. Even a phone call, you're like, I didn't receive your call, or I didn't receive your text message, but it's like it's a long delayed. Or an email as well, they delay your emails. And if it's something important that has to do with work related, they'll even delete it, or you won't even find it. You'll be like, did you send me that email, or did you send me that text? And they're like, yeah, I sent you the email. And you're like, I don't see it on my emails. I can't find it. Like, where is it? And it's because someone just deleted it. So yeah. And the glitching, your phone will glitch a lot as well. You'll open an app and then it'll glitch like that. It'll just glitch out. Like, even your camera, you're speaking something that's the truth, and your phone, the camera would just, not the camera app, like it'll just glitch, and it'll get you off of whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, YouTube videos glitch also. And they also do a lot of propaganda with commercials as well. Like, if they want to try to convince you or persuade you, like with propaganda to get you to join the military, you'll constantly be seeing a bunch of commercials, ad-ups, like pop-ups, like join the military, join the Marines, join this or that, or something that's sensitive to you, like, oh, you have depression, or if you suffer from this. And it's just pop-ups like that. So yeah, so the apps will be a problem too when you're trying to access them. They'll freeze. It's like you're pressing on that app and it's like it's just frozen. But when you try to choose a different app, it's like, oh, it just opens automatically. So yeah, I'll slow down your phone. Another thing that even sometimes your apps will just disappear and your phone would just be completely frozen. Like the whole screen would just be frozen. And you're like trying to like be like, what just happened? Like, my phone is just frozen. And you can't even use it. You can't even turn it on or off. It's just frozen. The screen's just frozen. I remember that happened to me when my targeting began. The screen would just freeze. Like, it was just frozen for like a whole 3 hours or so. And I was like, I can't even use my phone. Like, it's just a blank screen. And my apps don't even appear there. Like, they disappeared out of nowhere. And I would get worried. I was like, did I do something? Did my phone just get all deleted? Or they'll undownload certain apps as well. Certain apps will be undownloaded off of your phone that you've never even undownloaded. So when I was using my apps, I noticed that many of my apps were undownloaded. And I was like, I never undownloaded these apps. Like, I had them all downloaded on my phone. But somehow they're all undownloaded. So they definitely mess with your phone all the time. And even when you're typing, let's talk about typing as well. When you're typing, they'll slow it down. They'll always, like, you're trying to type the letter S and it ends up typing R, and you're just having to do it all over again, but it slows down like a lot on the keyboard. So yeah. So I also noticed that whenever I would send text messages, they wouldn't even get sent. They would just delete. Like my messages would never even get sent. It was just deleted. And I was like, where did my message go? I sent the message and it doesn't even appear. But even your messages, they won't even allow you to send messages at all. Or they'll do the typo. They'll type other words too in the autocorrect. They'll also slow videos down. Like, you're watching a music video and it'll just slow down. It'll like pause. Like, it'll just break up. The music video will just like pause, and you'll be like, oh, I can't even listen to this song because it keeps pausing, keeps breaking in between the song. Any other topic you guys want to talk about that you guys want me to clarify or speak on? Hi, family. Okay, so let's talk about family. So with the family, when you either you were born in a narcissistic household, you were born with narcissistic parents, or a very broken home, dysfunctional type of family system, belief system, and all that. Many of us probably were most likely black sheeps of the family. We were outcasted, rejected. We didn't fit in. very well into that family, and we ended up either escaping or leaving that abusive, detrimental household place where we grew up in. So we ended up moving out, or many of us even had a supportive family. We had at least one supportive family member that was close to us before the whole targeting began, and um, we ended up getting separated, not by choice, but because you're being persecuted, you're being slandered, and they're being told lies about you and being shown a profile about you that looks very credible, looks very believable, but it's just a profile that is meant to discredit you and to slander you, to like destroy your reputation and your character so other people can view you in a negative light. So they end up putting your own family against you, or your family was already against you and they end up joining as well to being part of your whole gang stalking. Several targeted individuals, their own family is even part of their own targeting. Like they're being targeted in their own, but by their own family. So, who doesn't have control or power over them any longer. So yeah, our family ends up going against us, even the closest family members that we wouldn't expect it, and they end up turning their back. So we get persecuted by our family, friends, colleagues, acquaintances, people that we've always known our whole entire life. Now they don't want anything to do with us, and we have no idea why, but it's because we're being defamed with lies that are being spread around about us that are going from person to person, stranger to stranger, and you're literally devoided from even having a relationship. You're just put into isolation, like they want to isolate you, so you don't have a support system, and it's easier to gaslight you and manipulate and play mind games. So yeah, you have to have the spirit of discernment, because even your own family can also be used as an agent to further re-traumatize you as a targeted individual. So that could happen as well with family. Okay, I saw another comment. Someone also told me to. So yeah, you won't have much support from your family at all, actually. Hand signals, colors, numbers, shapes, names, on and on. Yeah, so, I've only seen very rare instances, because I don't pay attention to the gang stalkers that go out and walk near me, but I know that they're always across the street from where I'm at, and they either have like a suitcase, they throw up hand signals. The people in their car, they tend to scratch their heads, and this signals that like target is on your right. And when they do this other signal right here, target is on your left. And they put their stomach on their belly. There's different meanings to their hand signals that they communicate back and forth, and they send each other nonverbal cues, like a coded type of language that means something, but it's to keep you to keep their eye on you at all times. Like they communicate whatever it is that, I don't know, when they gang stalk you and stalk you around wherever you're walking. watch you, all that. And then with the colors, so with colors, it can be that the people who come out, they'll wear certain colors that is the color that they're trying to target you with. So for me, they're targeting me with the color red. That's the color that I see. And with the cars, there's a certain pattern. There's a certain pattern and they synchronize and it's repetitive. It's continuously 24/7 with the cars. Constantly seeing red cars, constantly seeing royal blue cars, constantly seeing white cars, constantly seeing black cars. But most of their windows are tinted and you can't really see much. But their license plates, you can tell by their license plate as well because their license plate are like these yellow, very bold words, and they have like certain phrases to the license plates and like a little coded thing that's like worded only for you to understand. So they do certain things like that. Someone mentioned they use red, white, and blue here. Not only that, they also use like the mailing, like the UPS, the post office trucks, all that. They'll use even the garbage truck, those big old trucks, trailers, school buses, yellow school buses, tractors. What else? I can't take these gaslighters. I'm gonna block you, Vulcan. Oh yeah, ambulances are involved as well. Police officers. Helicopters, drones, airplanes. Loud engines. The loud engines is also part of the patterns as well. Topic you can talk about is ways to know who is a gang stalker. So, with mentioning the color, if they're wearing a certain color that is directed towards you, it's targeted towards you. So let's say red. That's one color that I started seeing like every single day. Someone wearing red pants, someone wearing a red shirt, someone wearing having a red suitcase or something that's red. I actually recorded a video on the color harassment targeting and it got taken off. It got deleted. So I don't even have that video anymore as evidence, but there's a video where a lot of people were wearing red at once and I was just recording it because it was all being targeted towards me. And that's how you know that they're a gang stalker. Another way to figure out is like their facial expressions. Like if they seem like they already know you, like they've heard about you, they act like they're your friend, they act really nice, they'll tell on themselves. It's like the more you just become authentic to yourself, the more they stand out. The more you can tell that they're trying desperately to get your attention and they're desperately trying to play their role. Because it seems very fake. It is fake, I mean. It's all an act. But a lot of people would come out as once, and that's how you know they're all gang stalkers too. Because you just come out and you go out for a walk, and all of a sudden you encounter a lot of people on their bikes. You can see that person riding their bike ongoing in circles again and again, if you see the same faces over and over again, that's how you know that they're a gang stalker, because it's like a um, repetitive type of scenario thing. Like every day you see that same person always walking their dog, coming out whenever you come out, and that's how you'll know. You'll pick it up. As a TI, you should already know how to like use that spirit of discernment and like differentiate between like someone who's just unaware and not even aware of what's going on, and someone who's actually gang stalking you. Like you'll know. So your senses will tell you, like, this person, I've seen them several times in the grocery store. I've seen them several times at this store that I go to, and they always come in this grocery store. And you know, you just see them wherever you go as well. You see them constantly at different places, but it's the same exact face. It's the same exact person. Or when they're being very nosy, like they want to talk to you, like they start asking you questions, very personal, intrusive questions that they have no business knowing. That's how you know they're an agent as well. They'll ask you, oh, so how are you? They'll come out of the blue, out of nowhere, wanting to just start a conversation with you. And they'll ask very personal questions, like your family. Do you ever plan on going back with your family? Do you ever think about moving? Just where do you work? How much do you make? What do you do for a living? Yeah. Yes, even Uber drivers can also be agents. They're most of the time they're also agents. They're retired police officers. They're retired in the law enforcement, and they end up becoming Uber drivers to target you. Oh no, I'm not looking into things. I'm just a very descriptive person. Like it just comes natural to me to describe it this way, because that's just the way my brain works. Like I'm very detailed when I explain certain stuff, and I pay attention to a lot. So it's just the way I express myself. It's very deep. I don't know. I mean, I that's just the way I express myself in my videos. I go into everything with passion and detail and all that. But yes, that's how you'll definitely know. And you can feel it. You can also feel that they're a gang stalker. You can see it in their eyes as well when they're being sent to give you a nasty, hateful stare. So, like, you'll know because you go to a restaurant, they sit right in front of you. They make it very obvious that they're observing you, that they're watching you, that they're stalking you. So they'll give you a very nasty look, like a hateful stare, like staring at you like that and just watching everything that you do while you're eating. And just, like, every little thing that you're doing, they're just gonna keep their eye on you. And they'll walk past by you, make it very obvious, like they'll turn to look at you. Yeah, they try too hard. So yeah, like restaurants, for example. You go to a restaurant, you're gonna have an agent that's gonna sit somewhere that's facing you and look at you throughout the whole entire time, just picking up to see what you order, what you talk about, the way you eat, your mannerism. Like they just watch everything. It's like you're literally going like under like their observation, like they're observing every little thing that you do while you just go into the restaurant. And they'll show up. So they're definitely a gang stalker. They're definitely an agent. So yeah. I'm actually gonna have to end what do you call it? No, actually, I wanna say another Bible verse that says, James 4:7, submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. So this is going to be advice. You know, we have authority over darkness. We should hold our heads. Who cares what they think? We have the Lord and God. Exactly. Thank you. It's very true. Um, that's why we should submit ourselves, therefore, just to God. Just focus. That should be our focus. We should resist the devil and he will flee from you. The less attention, the less focus you give them, the less power they have over you. They're powerless without us. They're literally nothing. This whole program just gets shut down. But I also think that it's great to expose it. I mean, I stand for truth. And I will to this day, till the day I die, I'm always gonna be standing for righteousness. And but yeah, you know, when you go out, don't look at them. Just, you know, just focus on whatever it is that you're doing. Exactly. Don't give them no emotional power. And just focus, you know, just your eyes should be focused on what you're doing and where you're going. And even if they try hard to get your attention, don't give them your attention. Just let them deal with their ego issue, because it's an ego problem. They have high narcissistic tendencies. They're only thinking about getting your validation or getting your attention or you looking their way, so they can feel like they did something right. It's all an act. So don't attend their circus. Don't even attend their circus. Just let them continue their little circus. um, and we already know, you know, that it's we know that we are from God, and the whole world lies in the power of the evil one. So don't give the power away to the evil one. Give the power away to God. Exactly. Love your enemies from a distance. Yes, thank you. Luke Ever 8888. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come and they may have life and they have it to the full. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. And I always have to mention this, you know, 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, so that we would not be outwitted by Satan, for we are not ignorant. We are not ignorant of his designs. We're not ignorant of his motives, of the ulterior motives, of the deceit. We see right through it, which means that we're not ignorant of his design. So we're aware of it, you know. That's why we should be aware. We should still use the spirit of discernment no matter what, because there's always entrapment. There's always a setup that they're trying to do. And God is guiding us and protecting us along the way. Why? Because we are his vessel. That's why they can't destroy us, because they did not create us. We're created under the image of God. We're his image. We're the light that shines. We illuminate this whole place. And hold on, there's a Bible. Let's see. And remember that the only one that we should fear is God alone. That is it. We don't fear none of these little agents, these little gang stalkers with their intimidation and fear tactics. We don't give in to any of that. We're allowed to not engage with whatever it is that is taking away from our peace and our happiness. If someone wants to come in and automatically start, you know, this whole entrapment scenario type of street theater, just walk away. You don't have to engage. You have no business being there, and you have no business, giving your attention to the devil. And that's why it's important that we submit ourselves to God. We resist the devil and he will flee away from us. So yeah, we just have to fear God. And it actually, Psalms 128 says, blessing for those who fear God. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, that walks in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. So, and we're already getting close. I mean, we're already going through deliverance. So, we shouldn't really worry much. This is our year, our winning season, where we're gonna give glory to God, and we're going to testify our testimonies in the name of Jesus Christ. This is definitely this year, so rejoice. It's time to rejoice. And there was something else that trying to find 24. And remember that they're eventually going to go back, because the more that they concentrate on us, the more we move forward. God pushes us towards the front line, and the more that they try to attack us, they don't realize it, but the more they're taking steps back, and God is pushing them out of the way. Like, nope, you're going to the back. Like, all these evildoers, all these wicked people who try to destroy you, God is putting that line, like, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm, and pushes them out of your way. There is a separation, a great separation that has taken place. God has his children all protected right now. And with that being said, I want to say, like, Jeremiah's 8:1 says, but they hearkened not, nor inclined their ears, but walked in the counsel and in the imagination of their evil heart. And they went backwards and not forward. The imagination of their evil hearts. They went backwards, they didn't go forward. Meaning that we should focus forward. Remember, God says there's nothing in the past anymore. Like, there's nothing there. There's really nothing there. So it's like, it's a waste of time. And there's another verse. Oh, I have to find it. This one's... Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Okay, this one is very true. The lost sheep. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, though he not leave the 99 and go into the mountains and seek that which is gone astray? And if so be that he finds it, verily I say unto you, he rejoice more of that sheep than the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven, that one of these little ones should perish. So don't focus too much on the people that leave behind, that are not going where you're going, like your family, like your friends, like the acquaintances. They're far gone. Like, just make peace with it, because where God's taking you, they can't go with you wherever God is taking. So that's why you can't go back, because then what's gonna happen if you try to go after just one person? What's gonna happen? How are you gonna actually complete your assignment here on earth, your mission, your calling to help other people? with your testimony. Because our blessings will bless a lot of other people. This blessing is not just for yourself. We're not selfish. We're not greedy. We're not lovers of ourselves. This is not about us. This is not about us. This is about doing God's work here on earth. About actually doing what we're told to do and being guided by the Holy Spirit. Our vessel is being used for a higher purpose, to help and to bless everyone, even our own enemies. So we have the power to actually guide people. We're leaders. We're naturally born leaders. So we can't be chasing after something that doesn't want to be kept. Or we can't control what other people choose to do and how other people choose to live their life in wickedness and darkness. We have no control over that. The only thing that we can do is set the example and do exactly as we're told, as God is telling us to become and changing us and giving us the spirit of discernment. Because there was a moment where our value was being hidden, and they thought of us as less than. Many of them also think of us as less than still because of their ego. So they'll try to one up you. They're envious, jealous, hatred. You can't have that type of spirit around you, because when you have a spirit of love, it's like you can't allow that other spirit to contaminate you, to affect you. You have to be careful with like who you allow into, because God is a selfish God. Remember that. God is a selfish God. Yes, that means testifying to the lost and unsaved and those who are the enemies of God. Exactly. Yeah, so always keep that in mind, and hold on, you guys. Matthew 10:35, for I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Yes, that's very true. And there is another, I have to find it. Hold on. Romans 8:28. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. So we have to let things happen exactly how God wants them to happen. And everything is going to work for our good, even if we don't see it that way at the moment. But it definitely will. So don't give up. Okay, now, always be patient with God's timing. Don't rush things. Don't get distracted. Remember, it's all most illusions and delusions out there. Okay? Now, this one is very true. James 4:17. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is a sin. So If you already know the right thing to do and you fail to do it, you fail to listen to whatever God is trying to protect you from, whatever God finally freed you away from, he literally, you're free now. Like, we're free. We're free. We don't, there's no oppression anymore of like the spiritual attacks. It's like the weight was like lifted off of our shoulder right now. And so remember that whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, it is for him, it is a sin. It's a sin for him because he expects a lot from you after everything that he's blessed you with, after everything that he's given you. Like, he expects you to know exactly how to um, use your spiritual gifts in a way that is intelligent, and you're not just, you know, how can I say it? You're not just going by your own understanding and depending on mankind, or you have to make sure that you're on that narrow track, that narrow road that you're on. Excuse me. Okay. Righteous are thou, O Lord, and upright are thy judgments. Thy testimonies, that thou hast commanded, are righteous and very faithful. My zeal hath consumed me, because mine enemies have forgotten thy words. Thy words is very pure, therefore thy servants loved it. I am small and despised, yet do not I forget the presence. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Trouble and anguish have taken hold on me, yet thy commandments are my delight. The righteousness of thy testimonies is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. So continue to stay in that righteous path. Don't let any of these distractions get in your way. Block them out. Out of sight, out of mind, out of hearing as well. Don't just... Romans 12:20 verse concept. But if your enemy is hungry, feed him, and if he is thirsty, give him a drink. For in so doing you will heap burning coal on his head. Exactly. Don't pay evil with evil. Pay evil with love, because love is the highest. It's the highest form of love. I mean, love is just beautiful. So, and unforgiveness as well. We don't want to hold on to that spirit of unforgiveness, because that allows demonic portals to get in, because we have that negative thing that does not belong in our soul. It does not belong there. It's not of God. God says, forgive those who trespass you. So, remember, God is our vindicator. We just have to stay calm and continue to walk this righteous path. But we do still have to protect, that Holy Spirit, and not just, allow just anybody to try to come in and take, I don't know. You still have to protect yourself at this. I mean, like, how can I explain it? I mean, you don't want to just go back into like people who have are just not, don't cast your pearls before swines. So people who will not value you, who will not appreciate you, and they don't see your worth. And so just, yeah, I'm trying to put it in a way, but that's why we're mostly, in this journey. It's a lonely journey. However, remember, Jesus said we would have tribulations. All the disciples, the apostles, died terribly deaths. Glory to God. Though, should we expect any better treatment? I do not think so. Exactly. I just read that. I read that today as well, as I was reading my Bible. That is very true. If people hated Jesus, what can we expect? They're gonna hate us. We actually are very hated by this world. I mean, I so exactly. You cannot walk a righteous path with demons attached to you. Exactly. Thank you. That's a great way that I had to put it. Mhm. Okay. All right. Um There's Saint Matthew 17:12. It says, "What it means to follow Jesus. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever will save his life shall lose it, and whoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of a Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." There's very powerful. These are um powerful words. And yeah, Jesus blesses little children. It says, but Jesus said, Suffer little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, Jesus sends out 70 disciples. Okay, after these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them two and two before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come. Therefore said unto them, The harvest truly is great, and the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Go your way, behold, I send you forth as lambs amongst wolves. You see? Go your ways, behold, I send you forth. Move forward, as lambs amongst wolves. Carry neither purse nor scrip nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatever house you enter, first say, Peace be to this house. And if the Son of Peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again. Okay. also want you guys to remember, um, their demons just come out and troubles them around our light. If they don't accept and turn to the Lord, I don't care if they hate me, because they can turn to the Lord. I'm not dimming for anyone. I go away. You know, in reality, they don't hate you. They hate the spirit within you. That is the image of what they're trying to deny that exists. It's the spirit within you. That's why we're being hated on, because our vessels are being used by our Creator, Jesus Christ. So it's that powerful spirit in us, that spirit. That's why they don't understand, because it's not something materialism. It's not materialistic. It's not what we have. It's not what we own. It's not how we look. It has nothing to do with our body image. None of that. It has to do with everything that's within our spirit, that they get irritated and they dislike and they hate, because they hated Jesus, so they hate us. And that's why they persecute us. And that's why they poison us and harass us and torment us and all this, curse us. And but you know what? Don't return evil with evil. Return evil with good. Because then we'll stoop down to their level. We know. Trying to. I just believe I lost one of my quotes. Okay, the Lord's people will be victorious. Ask ye of the Lord rain in the time of the latter rain. So the Lord shall make bright clouds and give them showers of rain to every one grass in the field. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. They comfort in vain, therefore they went their way as a flock. They were troubled because there was no shepherd. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherd, and I punished the goats, for the Lord of hosts hath visited his flock in house of Judah, and hath made them as his goodly horse in the battle. They see us and they realize the Lord is real. They feel the Holy Spirit in us, and they see the truth walking. It bothers them because they now know they do feel the Lord's presence in us. Amen. Yes, they do. Thank you guys so much for joining this live stream, and I really hope this live stream helped. And continue to fight the good fight in the spiritual war, because we're getting so close to being delivered. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining. Continue to be yourselves. Continue to stay true to who you really are, and continue to share that beautiful light with the world. Okay. All right. Bye. Don't be troubled by them. Be happy. Good job.